Everyone's favorite president signed 4 executive orders yesterday. One of them prevented transgender people from openly serving in the military. Another greenlit the process of developing a missile defense shield to protect the U.S. And another reinstated service members that voluntarily left or were forced out of the military over COVID vaccine mandates. He also penned an unexpected executive order that would abolish every diversity, equity, and inclusion office within the DoD and Department of Homeland Security, the latter of which houses the U.S. Coast Guard. On top of this, he revoked an executive order from Biden that allowed transgender people to serve in the military. So he's getting rid of both the ability for them to serve in the military and for them to, I guess, openly serve. I don't know. So here's my thing. I think there's actually a case to be made for reinstating people who were forced out over COVID, because it's been years at this point, and it's likely that they don't have any symptoms anymore, or possibly could catch. The chances and likelihood of them catching it are significantly decreased in this current time period versus 2020 and 2021. But when it comes to transgenders, what I've always tried to explain to people is that most Americans don't want to serve in the military. I think it's like less than 1% of us that are in the military. You could chalk that up to the lack of incentives, right? I know people start talking about, oh, they do this for you and you get this. And so, yeah, but a lot of us just don't want to travel to some other country and possibly fight in some war that we don't believe in. Anyways, my point I'm making here is I don't see how a military that can barely get any of the people that in its country to volunteer for it would look at a group that does not comprise a majority of its members and say, oh yeah, you no longer can serve. I mean, I don't see what benefit the United States gets from banning certain groups of people from serving in the military. Even the damn Confederacy, during its waning days, was contemplating letting blacks serve in their military, right? Because they knew how desperate they are. The U.S. military can't even get 5% of its own damn people to volunteer for it, which, no issue with them not volunteering. But then it wants to tell transgenders who do want to volunteer, oh, you're not good enough. I think the whole thing is stupid. I guess the only thing I look forward to is that in 4 to 8 years, when the Democrats get the White House back, they'll revoke this, and then we can just keep playing tug of war with people's rights.